Hello, Flosstube. I am Kippy, the academic stitcher, and welcome to my third Flosstube video. Thank you so much to the folks who have subscribed, those who have made such encouraging and kind comments. I really do appreciate it. It is so much fun to be involved in the online quilting and cross-stitching and crafting community, and I just feel very, very blessed to be a part of it. So thank you, and I hope that if you're new that you'll subscribe as well. Please leave a comment if you see anything that encourages you or that you find interesting, and please share any ideas or anything that you have, because that's just part of being in community. I'm going to start out this week with the finish that I had since my last video. I actually had the stitching part finished, but didn't have anything to mount it on. And so this is my Halloween rules. I hope you can see. Nice little arched piece that I found here locally at a place called Coyote Candle Company. They have all kinds of very wonderful, just very rustic looking things, lots of pottery. Ironically, very few candles, but to be called Coyote Candle Company. But lots of yard art, things like that. Anyway, that's where I found this piece. And I followed Priscilla's idea about using magnets and washers, and so this piece has magnets, washers on the back here, and let's see if I can get it back on sideways. There we go. So this hung for 3 or 4 days before Halloween, so not too bad, and it'll be ready for Halloween next year. It also, of course, gave me reason to find another piece that would be nice and long and thin to do for other times of year, and I'll show that to you in just a few minutes. Also, one other thing, not cross-stitching, but Fat Quarter Shop on their blog had some instructions on how to make these little cloth pumpkins, and I found this fabric at Joann's, and I really love this one. It's a nice burnt orange with some burgundy and some white, off-white. Very, very easy instructions. Oh, by the way, this one I got this fabric at Joann's as well. And I got some more, but these are the only two I have made so far. I actually found on Amazon some crushed walnut shells and just bought a big bag of those, and I added in some little tiny Ziploc bags. I put it along the bottom here to give it a little bit of weight, and then I just found a stick in my yard and glued that in with hot glue to make these little pumpkins. So I've got some more fabric. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year. Past that awfully terrible yucky heat from the summer. I'm not a summertime girl. I can't wait. Every year, September 1st, all of my fall things come out, and I stay up until Thanksgiving Day, and then I put all my Christmas things out. But I've been wanting to do this, and Fat Quarter Shop put their instructions up on their blog, and so easy. So easy. And so anyway, they don't have the thing about the walnut shells, but I bought some from Hobby Lobby, I think, and you could tell that they were weighted in the bottom, and so I just did that. I found some little tiny Ziploc bags in the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby, and so I just filled up those little bags with those crushed walnut shells. I did that because I can't remember. Somebody's YouTube said that the walnut shells didn't have the dust that like sand or gravel or something like that might have. They're not as heavy, so I had to use more of them. but it was really pretty inexpensive to get that big bag of walnut shells. So those are my two finishes since my last video. I'm probably will be making more pumpkins before Thanksgiving. I'm planning on having a big crowd here for Thanksgiving, so I'm very excited about that. Okay, whips. I have several. One of them, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of this one last night. This is from Stony Creek's Harvest Wishes, and I'm using this plaid Lugana that I got at Fat Quarter Shop. I changed the vines to Weeks Moss, and I ran out of thread last night. Ran out of the green. So I'm almost finished. I have 5 leaves and a little piece of curlicue right there that's missing as well. But this one is almost done. I did, like I said, I changed the green because I like it better than on the pattern. It had the orange. It's a sweet potato, weak sweet potato for the pumpkins and the turkey, and there was just so much orange there. And so I believe Denise or someone at Fat Quarter Shop had done the same thing, and I really like that idea. So I changed it to green, and like I said, I ran out, so I had to put in another quick order, and hopefully that will be in later this week, and I'll be able to get this one finished up. I don't know for sure how I'm going to finish this yet, but you know, I really like it. I like the way it turned out. I think I said in the last video, I coffee tea dyed the fabric. It was just so pretty. It was so perfect. And I just thought it was too bright, too white. And so I didn't leave it in very long. Not as long as like I would leave my Monaco or some other things that I've done. But I just dunked it in real quick. And I really, really like the color that it came out. So hopefully in my next video, I will have this all finished up and mounted, and I'll be able to show you what that looks like. The next whip that I have is one that I've shown you before, and I think I told you. I have a hard time switching back and forth between projects. I did it on Pumpkin or Harvest Wishes. I knew I would get on one and I would want to get it finished. I didn't want to switch back and forth. You know, that's perfectly fine. But I tend to be tunnel visioned, and so I started playing with jacks from Cross-Eyed Cricket a little while ago, and I'll show it to you again for those of you who may be new. I'm changing Jack's face to the pinwheel just so that I can keep it out all during the fall and not have to put it away after Halloween. I haven't done any more on this one though since the last time. But having said that, last night when I got as far as I could with Harvest Wishes because I ran out of green, I wasn't in the mood to start with Jack's. I don't know. But I pulled out one that I've had for a while, which is Silver Creek Samplers My Christmas List. And because I needed something to go on that piece that I had for my Halloween rules, this will be perfect. So I just got started on this one last night. Just barely got the first words. I start at the bottom and go up. This is 28 count pewter Lugana from 1-2-3 Stitch. So this is actually the original color. This is not dyed in any way. This is exactly the way it came. And my Halloween rules. In fact, let's just pull. I'll just get the piece out. This was this before I coffee tea dyed it. So it's a good bit darker, and there's quite a bit of modeling. You can't really tell on the camera, but that's the same piece of fabric, just cut in half, half of it tea dyed, coffee tea dyed, and the other left plain. So whip number 3. I could not believe I found this. I started this piece, oh my word, 25 years ago, at least. It is a chart from an issue, and I didn't bring it in here, sorry. An old issue of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts from the late 80s, early 90s. And I started this one, and I was looking for some fabric in a box where I knew I had some old fabric that I'd had for a long time. And I found this piece. So I am going to finish it now. I still have the chart, and it's a wreath. And oh, isn't that fold terrible? I hope I can get it out. But it is actually, the chart is only 1/4 of the wreath, and you just repeat it in all 4 quadrants. So I loved this piece 25 years ago. I still love it. Don't know if I'll get it finished in time for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to give it my best shot because I love the colors in this wreath. So I apologize for not having that chart. It is one of those old magazines. So I think also you can actually find it online, that chart online, if you look for it. My other whip is quilting. I have several quilts that I'm working on. As I've said before, I have no problem not finishing a quilt and moving on to the next one. This one is one that if you follow me on Instagram, I posted pictures of this one a couple of days ago. It's one I've been working on all year. Sherry McConnell from A Quilting Life. This is her block of the month for 2019. And I am doing it in Christmas red and green. And so, get all of the strings off here. These are a couple of my blocks, and she releases 2 blocks every month. January there were 3 blocks. Every month since then there have been 2. And I am actually making the smaller version. She has an 8-inch version and a 12-inch version. And I'm doing the smaller ones, but I'm doing 2 of each one. So I will have a lot of blocks when I'm done. So this is, oh, I thought I saw, oh, it must have been on this one. Backwards camera, there we go. Okay, so lots of red and green. I love Christmas quilts. I love quilts in general. I tend to make them for special occasions or for holidays. I don't have as many just, for whatever reason, quilts. I have lots of Christmas quilts. I have quite a few patriotic red, white, and blue quilts. And then I'm working on building up my collection of fall quilts. I'm working on another block of the month. Well, it's not really block of the month. Sew Along, sponsored by Corey Yoder and Sherry McConnell, called Sew Sunday Sampler. And I am using fabrics, my scraps, from Sherry and her daughter Chelsea, their fabric lines. I've got most of their fabric lines and scraps from just about everything that they've done. And I'm using the reds, the golds, the yellows, the tans, and making that into a fall quilt as well. I'm not near as far along. I think they just posted week 6 of their Sew Along, and I'm way behind. So, but this one I'm caught up on. So she will be releasing her November blocks probably in the next week or so, and then there'll be only one more set before Christmas, and then hopefully I'll be able to get this to the quilter and get it done and ready to go before Christmas. So that will be awesome. I'm very excited about that one. Um, okay, so for my haul, thank you so much to those of you who empathized with me on losing the bag that I had purchased from Fancy Stitches in Cleburne. And I just have to give a huge thank you to my local, what is the word? Do words ever leave you? They do me. The local version here of Enterprise Rent-A-Car, because they actually called me after I did my video last time and said, we think we may have found your package. And they did. They found it. I got it all back. I was so excited, so excited. So let me show you what it was. Why I would be so excited about all this. The first chart is by Little House Needleworks. It's called Ding Dong Merrily on High. I love this little song, this little Christmas song, because one of my favorite movies to watch with my daughters when they were kids was Little Women with Winona Ryder. It's made sometime in the 90s. I can't remember for sure when. But the scene where the Laurie's uncle from next door gives Beth the piano at Christmas. This is the song that Beth plays. And I just think that is so sweet. And so anyway, this one was actually on sale. It was half price, so that was nice. So little Christmas ornament. I also picked up 3 of the Prairie Schooler Santas. There is one. This is the 2014 Santa and the 2011 Santa. And finally, the 2012 Santa. I'm trying to figure out how I can work my grandson's name into, or names, into the little letters. I don't know. I may do that. We'll see. But, so Prairie Schooler Santas, which I love. This one, I just love this. This is Cranberry Christmas by Hands On Design. I'm thinking of doing this on chalkboard Ada. I don't really like working on Ada, but I like the chalkboard result. That fabric is really nice for Ada, and no more than it's going to be out every year. I'm okay stitching on Ada because it's so much less expensive than linen, for example. I did buy some 16 count. I'm in the Chalk Full Club from Fat Quarter Shop, and that comes on 14 count. And because it fits on the little stand from Hobby Lobby that I showed you in a different video and that Priscilla uses, I'm okay using the 14 count on that. But for ornaments, I don't want them to be too big. So I would have gotten 18 count if they had it, but 1, 2, 3 Stitch only had the 16 count. So that's what I think I'm going to stitch those on. This one, you see that, I mean, this is a huge stack of stuff here that I thought I had lost. So this is why I was so excited to get it back. This is Plum Street Samplers Serial Bow Collection Lesson 4. And that says, be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you. I just really like that. I probably won't make it into a pillow, but I really do like all of these. Okay. This one, Ye Old Crow Sampler by Heart and Hand. Fall pumpkins. It's going to get me every time. And then finally, I got the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament edition. I almost didn't get it because there were really probably only 2 or 3 in here that I really liked that I think I'll stitch. but I liked them well enough that I definitely think that I will. I was going to show them to you, but that's okay. I think they'd be hard to see. So I'll show them to you when I finish. All right. I did have a couple of other things that I didn't get all of this week. That was from almost 3 weeks ago. So this week from 123 Stitch, I got pumpkin picking truck, again, pumpkins, and a little red truck. Couldn't resist that. Probably won't be stitched this year, but I thought that'd be a good mania start for next year. Okay, I've almost let my tea get too cold. Prairie Schooler, Santa's Night. I love all the Prairie Schoolers. So glad that those are being reprinted. This I got to replace my Halloween rules. It's a little bit narrow, but I think it'll be okay. I, again, probably won't get it finished in time this year, but I think Chelsea, from Priscilla and Chelsea, I think that she stitched this, or one like it, one of the series, and said it went really fast. And words do go very, very fast. So I figure I can get that one done in not too much time. This one by Tiny Modernist, Chalkboard Christmas. I think I will probably, I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and think, I'm not sure I will do these. And then other times I look at it and think, I love them all. So I guess we'll just end up seeing. I think what I want to do in my kitchen, I want to get like a little 3 or 4 foot tree, a little skinny one. And I want to put a lot of the chalkboard ornaments that I plan on or have done on that little tree rather than putting them all on a big tree and kind of getting lost. I think I'll leave, I don't know, we'll see. But I think if I do that, then they all go together and you can see them better and they don't get lost on the big tree. I don't know, but we'll see. And then finally from 123 Stitch, I also got Snowy Nights. I love this one, especially Santa here in the middle. He's probably my favorite, but I like all of these too. So again, some of these will be done maybe before Christmas this year, but I'm seeing a lot of mania starts for next year, or possibly I love the Jolly July that Fat Quarter Shop did. I was incredibly busy this summer, and July is really not a good month for me because I've just got lots of things going on at work. But these are nice and small, and so maybe next year I will start beefing up on my ornament stitching, and I figured those would go really, really well. A couple of other things that I got. This I got a couple of weeks ago and didn't show you. This is Pumpkin Spice Thread Collection, put together by Priscilla and Chelsea from Fat Quarter Shop. And, oh, come on. Look at those colors. Beautiful, beautiful fall colors. Right up my alley. And then, oh, I'm so excited about this one. Chockful by Priscilla Blaine with hands-on design. I just think this is adorable. This one's definitely going to get stitched. I didn't stitch Boo. I think I told you before, I don't really decorate for Halloween that much, so I may try to do that one for next year. I also may try to do one that has no faces on it, on the pumpkins, and change the word if I can on the jar and make it say thanks or something so that it's a little more all through the fall. I still have my the sunflowers up because I just think they're very fallish. So my sunflowers come up in August, and then I can keep them out throughout the fall. So and I'm talking about sunflowers in you know, vases and all kinds of things, and not just the chock full. But those don't just, to me, say end of summer. I like them all the way through. So one other thing that I wanted to show you, this is actually an old finish, a previous finish. I have lots of wonderful memories from my mom's mom, who made Christmas stockings for me, for my sister, and my two brothers that we had at her house. And she also made them for us at our house at home. And so when my kids were little, I started that tradition of making those Christmas stockings for them as well. And at the time when my grandmother did them, it was the beading and the sequins were very, very popular. And you can still buy those, and I do. And you can see, hang on, getting a little dry here. I apologize if you can hear my dog in the background. This is one that I did for my oldest grandson. And I can't leave well enough alone with these things. I get the kit and then I make it my own. I beef it up, I guess you could say. I always add more sequins than is called for. Mostly because when I have mine that my grandmother, one of them that my grandmother made for me, and I kind of used it as my guide. And she put lots of glitter, and I think, sorry, not glitter, sequins, and probably back in the 60s and 70s when she made these, the kits came with all these extra sequins. I think now they're a little bit more conservative, shall we say, with their sequins. But I can't leave it at that. I have to do more. So I add sequins everywhere. If it has a little row, I think, like, for example, I think it had just a little row all the way around his hat. I filled his little hat in. And instead of the little felt bell that came with the kit, I got a little bell and added the little gold rope, which is just a ribbon, of course. And same thing over here. I think there was a little piece in the kit that looked like, that was felt, that was cut in the shape of a ribbon, and I just put a little ribbon on there instead. Same thing on the little wreath. I put a real ribbon there instead of the felt ribbon. So this is the oldest grandson. That's his stocking. And so I am behind, and my kids know that stockings get made when they get made. And we have fill-ins. All the kids have stockings at Christmas. They just may not be their personalized one. So this year, though, I am going to get this one finished. This is a little Bucella kit. And it's got a little track on it. I mean, come on. It was perfect. I'm trying, maybe not so much glare there. So anyway, I will be working on this one. It will not look exactly like this. I will floofy it up. It will have lots more sequins, and there will be some other things that I add to it. So that is my next big rush project. That's got to be done before Thanksgiving Day so that when all of our Christmas decorations go up, grandson number 3 actually will have his own stocking. And then the only one I will be behind will be the baby brother. So then that I don't feel the need to finish by this year because I didn't finish any of the others their first Christmas. So that one will be the same. So I think that's it. That was a lot. Thank you. If you got all the way through this and you saw everything, thank you. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate all the likes. That's just, that is just so kind and so it's just, it makes me feel like part of this community. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about anything, I will try to link what I can in the comments. And if I leave anything out, just let me know. And I hope that you, if you're not a subscriber, that you will subscribe and that you will come again next time. I hope everyone has a great week, a happy fall, and looking forward to seeing everyone else's video and what everyone else is doing. Have a great day.